For joining us. My name is Jonathan Ashford. I'm a public information officer currently assigned to the Southwest Oregon Joint Information Center. Currently at the center, we're tracking 7 different fires throughout Southern Oregon. Today, we'd like to give you the update on where those fires stand and how we're doing as far as our progress in trying to contain them as small as possible. Big update this morning was down along Highway 199 from $8 Mountain down to the California border. Josephine County Sheriff's Department has issued level 1 evacuation for folks, again, on the west side of 199 from $8 Road down to the California border. So why would we do that? The fire continues on the south end of Klondike to move very slowly to the south. We have a lot of crews in there working to try to keep it from getting too far down anywhere along the west side of 199. However, there is an increase in smoke, and crews and personnel that are going to be coming in and out of that area doing structural assessments, structural protection, and trying to work ahead of the fire to come up with the best plan to try to keep that southern edge of the Klondike from moving too far south. So just be aware, be ready, expect people to be in your neighborhood, and if there's anything you need to think about in preparation for a possible evacuation down the road, start thinking about that and maybe making some preparations. But at this point, south of $8 Mountain, all the way down to the California border, west side of 199, level 1 only, so there's no reason to get up and move at this point. Just be aware that there's some developments in that area, and it's something to be mindful of. Since we're on the Klondike, let's give you that update. We're up to 59,105 acres. That's an increase of 1,780. No change in our containment at this point. We're still at 15% with 743 personnel working on the fire. That southern portion we were talking about, on the west side of $8 Mountain, crews have been in there constructing line, improving line that was already in place, doing structural protection, and yesterday they actually had to work some fire through some private property, and the good news there, again, no loss in structures. We haven't had that. Crews have gone in and done a really good job trying to work with those property owners and make sure we protect their property and their structures. Level 1 evac still in place in that area, and as we said, extended down along the south. North of there, Taylor Creek, we're up to 49,695 acres. That's an increase from yesterday of 670 acres, but our containment number, as we talked about yesterday, has gone up. We're at 52%. So for the most part, the west, north, and east side of the Taylor Creek fire are considered contained. Doesn't mean crews are leaving. We're still going to have personnel in the area. They'll be doing mop-up, making sure those lines stay contained, removing equipment, and actually beginning repairs to the forest so we can get that back to more of its natural state, how it was before the fire. And we've got 860 personnel currently working on that. The Miles fire up to our northeast, a lot of work getting done up there too. They're up to 32,519 acres. That's an increase of just under 600 acres, but our containment has jumped 10%. We're at 25% containment. Everything along the east, west, and southern border here, while it doesn't have a black line on the map yet, is being considered to have containment lined around it. Crews will continue to work to improve that, going into the burned area, making sure they remove heat sources that could potentially get up and move across the line before they go ahead and put black on there. Just to the north, we've got the Columbus fire. Same crews working on the west side, good containment, good work going in there. Northeast corner has actually started to burn into a previous burn scar, which is slowing the rate of spread and giving crews an opportunity to get ahead of that. On the east side, not a lot of movement. They're actually working on some consideration of containment lines a little farther ahead of the fire in that area, should it decide to get up and move. In between the two fires, there's still an opportunity they could move together. We're kind of evaluating to see what the fire wants to do. Do we need to go in and put fire on the ground to clean up some areas? Or is there a natural progression right now to go ahead and bring those two together? We've got containment, contingency lines on both the east and west side of that open area. So we're going to kind of wait and see what that fire wants to do and whether we need to let it do its thing or get in there and do some operations of our own. Snowshoe fire. Good news there. We've got an increase in containment. We're still at 3,816, which no change in the acreage, but our containment is now 100%. They've blacklined that entire piece of fire, and at this point there's still crews in there working to do repair work, make sure mop-up is completed, and remove equipment from the area. But at this point we're calling that 100% contained, so some good hard work going in on the Snowshoe. The Natchez fire down south. North end, contained at this point. We're still looking at about 57% containment, which is up 2 from yesterday. 841 personnel. A lot of the focus right now is going on the south end. If you were to look at some mapping on that south end of the Natchez, you'll see that it looks like there's a burn south of it towards Happy Camp. That's all burn operation being put in to create a break between the fire and the community of Happy Camp, just in case it wanted to get up and try to do something. They want to make sure they have some containment, some contingency in there, try to prevent any spread going into the community of Happy Camp. Increase today of 130 acres, so we're sitting at 16,970, but as I said, a good increase, 2% on our containment to 57%. Hendricks Fire, now being managed under a Type 4 incident management team for the local forest, is at 1,082 acres. That's no change. We're still remaining at 90% containment with 52 personnel. Those folks are going to continue to work on the fire to identify any heat that's anywhere near the line, get that put out to make sure the fire doesn't get up and move. Now you could see still some smoke from the area. There's still fuel, still some heat more on the interior, which could bubble up and actually release some smoke into the area. So be aware that there could still be smoke coming from the fire, and we'll continue to update as we go. So that's our update for today. I appreciate you joining us. We'll be here every morning at 10:30 on the Hendricks Fire information page and also on the Southwest Oregon Joint Information Center. Look for updates there. Thank you. Have a good day.